half health, massive crits and walking the razor edge between victory and defeat, this build is something else. We're talking about the Yin Yang Doaist Robe, a piece of gear so unique that it completely flips how you approach every fight in Black Myth Wukong. This robe has two sides, literally. When your health is above half, the white side kicks in, reducing damage taking but disabling critical hits. Drop below half, then things get crazy. The black side activates, giving you a huge boost in critical hit chance, but it also makes you take a lot more damage. It's high risk, high rewards, and one of the most thrilling setups I tried. The best part? This build isn't even my own creation. It comes straight from one of you. So a huge thank you to this viewer for this brilliant setup. If you've got an idea or a build you think I should check out, leave a comment below. I'm always up for trying something new. But now, let's dive into the gear and items that make this build so exciting. The foundation of this build is of course the Yin Yang Doaist Robe. It's the centerpiece and everything else in this setup was carefully chosen by one of the viewers to bring out the best in its dual natural mechanics. For weapons, they've suggested the Qing Mallet and the Dark Iron Staff, each bringing something different to the table. The Qing Mallet offers a powerful 140 attack and 40 mana, making it a great choice for dishing out consistent high damage. Meanwhile, the Dark Iron Staff provides 110 attack, but stands out for significantly boosting attack based on your defense. I'll be testing out both to see which one I like most for this build. When it comes to the spirits, we'll be using the red-haired Yaksha. This spirit is perfect for the build because it increases heavy attack damage, making it a great pairing with the Qing Mallet or the Dark Iron Staff. But if you prefer a more defensive option, you can also go for the Earth Rakshasa. It's a solid choice and it provides more damage reduction after taking a hit, which can be very useful in the Yang and Ying state of the robe. For the vessel, the viewer has suggested the Wind Tamer, which adds even more damage reduction. The Wind Tamer synchronizes well with the rest of the build, especially when you're prioritizing survivability in tougher encounters. Alright, moving on to the armor. The Fangtail Crown adds 60 points extra defense and 30 points mana. As for the arms, we will go for the Bull King Bracers, which gives you another 64 defense. Combine that with the Bull King Greaves, which add even more 96 defense, and activates the Bull King Armor bonus, providing a temporary boost for your defense. This combination was carefully chosen to not only increase mana, crucial for using the Spellbinder, but also to maximize defense for a more balanced and survivable build. For Curios, the viewer recommended a strong defensive and offensive mix. They include 2 spike plates for additional defense, the Tiger Tendon Belt, which have another increased attack while you're able to see through the enemy's moves, the Boshan Sensor for more damage reduction while the King Tian Gourd is depleted, and the Tiger Tally for an extra attack boost while completing light combos. Now, for the Gourd drinks and soaks, the Gourd we will suggest is the Qing Tian Gourd, which considerably boosts the damage of your next attack after a sip, paired with the Long Palm, which amplifies the same effect. This creates a devastating 1-2 punch. For soaks, the Bee Mountain Stone, as always, gives you more sips, while the 2 Laurel Buds provide additional damage reduction. The Robust Antler is a clever inclusion here, and it also gives you an increased attack while your mana is depleted, and since we're using Spellbinder, your mana is constantly drained. Just building this setup has me excited about its potential. Every piece of gear and item feels purposely selected to enhance the dual nature of the Yin Yang Doaist Robe and keep you walking the fine line between surviving and dominating. Now that we've put this build together, it's time to see it in action. And what better test subject than our fan favorite, the Wandering White. This fight is perfect opportunity to decide which staff works best for this setup. So let's start with the Qing Mallet. You could see that the damage output in the white state or the yin state was already impressive, but once we dropped into the yang state and also added the spellbinder, whoa, it was next level. One of those critical hits even went over 10,000 damage. That's exactly the kind of explosive potential this build is capable of, and is so satisfying to pull off. Now, let's switch to the Dark Iron Staff and see how it compares. This staff trades some of that raw attack power from the Qing Mallet for a unique ability, boosting your attack based on your defense. It's a different kind of playstyle, and I'm curious to see how it measures up against the Qing Mallet. After testing both, I have to say I prefer the Qing Mallet for this build. That extra 40 mana gives me a noticeable boost to damage with the Spellbinder spell, and it feels like a better fit for the Yin-Yang Doaist Robe. That doesn't mean that the Dark Iron Staff is not a good choice. I think it is a good choice, and you can even add some more defensive Curios to get that attack higher. But for me, I felt like the Qing Mallet just did a little bit more than the Dark Iron Staff. Overall, I really like this build. The balance between defense and offense, the synergy with the Spellbinder and the versatility of the Yin Yang Doaist Robe make it an absolute joy to play. In fact, I like it so much that I've decided to use this setup for my next walkthrough. And that's it for this build. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and of course a big shout out to the viewer who suggested this build. You've absolutely nailed it. If anyone else has a build they'd like me to try out, feel free to drop it in a comment and I'll check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a like and follow me for more gaming content. I've got plenty more Black Myth Wukong content coming your way, so stay tuned for that, and I see you all in the next one.